Hi, and welcome to today's Hangout on Air. My name is Tom Hammel. I'm here at Google's headquarters in Mountain View with two awesome guests. We have Muni Bajpai, the CEO of ROI Mantra, a digital advertising agency based out of Dallas. We also have Harshil Ved, who is an agency development manager also based out of Google's Mountain View headquarters. We're fresh off of a very important summit that happens every single year here at Google's headquarters. It's called the Google Partners Summit. This year, the focus was on growth and performance. We invited Muni Bajpai out here from Texas because he's one of the most top-performing agencies in our country for digital advertising. We invited Harshil out here because he has worked with countless accounts in many different agencies over the course of his career at Google. And what we wanted to take the time to talk about today is a very important challenge that's facing the services industry in the United States with digital advertising. So here at Think with Google, the big idea is to think differently about the way that you're approaching your problems. That's what we do over here. And at thinkwithgoogle.com, we regularly are publishing new cutting-edge research and case studies and different frameworks for how to approach digital advertising after doing a lot of research. So today, what we're here to figure out is how to achieve very strong growth from your digital advertising for the services industry. Services especially faces a very large challenge when it comes to measurement. The best example that I can think of that comes to mind is the story of Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, his business partner, in the company Berkshire Hathaway. Investing. All of us try to do it. Everybody tries to make money on the stock market, and only about 3 to 4% of people who invest in the stock market actually realize great returns. The reason why so many people fail is because it's a one-to-one thing. If somebody succeeds in investing, the other person has to lose. That's the nature of investing. And over the course of many years, Warren Buffett had developed a very simple framework after learning from Benjamin Graham on the concept of value investing. Value investing has brought him and his business partner to the top of the investing world. Both of them are some of the richest people in the world. They took something very complicated, made it very simple, and they're absolute contrarian thinkers in their field.
Yes.
They're some of the only people who do this. Everybody knows about the success of Warren Buffett. And really, what's interesting to me is that here at Google, we've also thought up a similar sort of framework that we believe, when applied to digital advertising, what we've seen so far is exponential growth in the same way that we've seen the kind of investing returns that have happened with Warren Buffett and value investing. What we're trying to figure out is how we can get this sort of growth back to the industry. Because what we hate seeing here at Google is when the service industry is trying to succeed, they're trying to make a return on their digital advertising spend, and they just can't figure out how to do it. That hurts us as a company because we want to make sure that people are actually seeing good returns. Because if we grow, they grow. They grow, we grow. It's a mutualistic relationship. So what we're really here to talk about today, to think differently about today, is how service businesses are approaching their digital advertising, what framework they're using. So, without further ado, I wanted to start interviewing these two fine gentlemen to get to the heart of this sort of problem so we can start thinking a little bit differently about this challenge. So I want to start with the first question. It has to do with measurement. Guys, I'll start with Muni first. When you see a majority of the different businesses in the services industry trying to approach digital advertising, what are they actually measuring? What are they actually going after? What's the goal of their entire campaign spend?
I think the key challenge the key goal that they're all going after is either cost per click or the cost per phone call. In some magical, mythical formula that is applied across every different business, they figure out the ability to translate a phone call into dollars.
Right.
I'd like to figure that out. I get a lot of phone calls. I don't see dollars from them. But I'd like to definitely figure out what the magical formula for converting a phone call into dollars is. The real problem that they face from a measurement standpoint is that you need to know what you're looking to measure, what you're measuring.
Yeah.
Right? The whole concept of the framework that requires a measurement, sort of a focus, is important when it has clear decisions and clear definitions of which two entities need to be measured. In this case, it's sales and marketing. And so, I think without having a good measurement platform that can normalize the data between these two, you're flying blind.
So you're flying blind unless you marry your sales results with your marketing spend.
That's correct.
In the service industry right now, Harshil, you can speak to this, is there a solution out there right now for people who are doing marketing and then they're seeing sales at their business? Is there a way to connect those two pieces of information so people know what marketing is actually creating those results?
Yeah, so I'll explain this in 4 steps. All right, so basically the metrics that people are measuring, the businesses are measuring right now, is 1, clicks. Yeah, clicks to the website. Second, conversions. So that's conversions on your website, through your website.
Conversions meaning what?
Basically anything, like, if the
phone
business's goals is calls, then phone calls. If
Gotcha.
the business's goal is having sign-ups, it's sign-ups. If the
Right.
business's goals is making purchases, it's purchases. So any action that a business wants the user to make, that's conversions. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Third is top line, so that's revenue, and fourth is bottom line, that's profit. What we are forcing, or we are recommending businesses to do is adopt their primary metric as the fourth one that I mentioned, profits. And the concept that we have defined to communicate that to the businesses is profit driven marketing. Like it's a concept that if the businesses have adopted, they've changed their perception about online advertising and their beliefs about online advertising. So again, profit driven marketing.
The 3 most important words in mankind.
Okay. I like your style.
Profit-driven marketing.
Profit-driven marketing. So when we get back to this question of measurement, what you guys are saying is that what most people are doing right now when they're measuring the results of their advertising is they're looking at calls in, the cost per call, and it's not enough. It's not generating good returns. There's average returns.
Yes.
And what we should really be looking at is profit. So let's turn this back on the audience and really try to figure out why aren't people measuring for profit? Because that seems fairly straightforward. You'd think that that's what everybody wants. That's why people are advertising. Why aren't they doing it? Muni, what do you think?
Because it's difficult. It's complicated. On a typical basis, a home services business has at least 4 or 5 different systems that affect his sales pipeline in some format or the other. It's his billing system, his scheduling system, his relationship management, his marketing system. There's a variety of these systems out there that don't talk to each other, and very often they don't have they just never get to actually making them talk.
Right.
So, and even if they want to, believe me, every business owner wants to see a report which says I spent X and I made Y.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is that the same business owner, one, either doesn't have the resources to make that data come together, or two, is given roadblocks by his team that is
Gotcha.
that is not a data-driven marketing organization.
Internal strife.
Internal strife, yes.
Okay, Harshil, what are your thoughts?
Totally second, Muni. But one important thing is, I would say, is the mindset. So marketing has historically been treated as this cost to your business.
That's true.
It has never been perceived as a profit generation tool. And
Right, that kind of comes from the old way of thinking about
Yes.
advertising, right?
Yes.
Which is the
What a
Mad Men
unique
age.
concept. What a unique concept.
Yes.
Media is profit. Media
It can
is
be.
not cost.
It can be profit.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's this historical thinking that is still going on. And secondly, there's education. Like, there need to be more Google. There need to be agencies like yourself
Yes.
who need to join us, because Google on its own, though it's this massive organization,
Yes.
but we heavily rely on partners to help us with educating the industry. So
Yeah.
we need more sophistication from these agencies to understand profit-driven marketing, the value that it can add, and communicate that value to the businesses. Because these businesses are busy managing their businesses. They do
Correct.
not have the time and the energy and
Yes.
the effort to actually understand profit-driven marketing. So it's the agency and Google who will have to educate the industry
Okay.
to understand profit-driven
I
marketing.
mean, I'll say amen to that, brother. I would. It's endemic to our industry.
Yeah.
The reason why most agencies are not implementing profit-driven marketing is, one, it costs money to retool, find the workforce that can actually implement it. Because
Yeah.
even if you get the data together, you still have to find the data analysts that can put together the right kind of reports that the media can then be influenced by.
Right.
It cannot. Your headache actually increases when you plug all these pieces of data together. Now you've got a lot more data to look at the same time,
Yeah, it's a lot more work.
versus prior to. So agencies don't want to spend more money
Yeah.
on doing any more work with a
Right.
client, which is very short-sighted, because if they did spend that cash up front to get those people in and get the tools and processes in place, then the kind of profit that they could be a part of with their customers is tremendous. So a client of mine that was spending $8 million in 2013 is now spending $32 million in 2015.
Whoa.
Say that again.
You've gone from 8 million to 32 million in spend
In how many years?
in 2 years.
Wow.
I didn't convince him. Profit-driven marketing convinced him himself.
Right.
If he's making more money, he went from 2 million in profit to 16 million in profit. Why wouldn't he invest more?
Right. I mean, there's no reason not
He's a
to.
smart businessman.
Yeah.
This guy didn't even finish college, actually. So the owner of this business is a high school dropout, but a super business savvy businessman.
Yeah.
You don't need to be tech smart to implement profit-driven marketing. You just need to be business smart.
Right. So we have a really good example here. We went for exponential growth with this example that you're discussing in a
Yes.
very short period of time. What I want to get to now is we've identified that measurement is the real challenge. You
It
need
is.
to have end-to-end measurement. Everything needs to be plugged in. Sales to marketing. You need to look at what the bottom line is, and that needs to govern all the decisions. So what happens after you have that measurement? Clearly, we know it can work. You gave an example here really quickly.
Yep.
But I want to figure out how we can explain the how. What comes next? Once you have the profit number in hand, you know that what you're getting. You put $1 in, you get $4 out, whatever the example is. What do you do next?
So the biggest barrier, I think, is the fact that people don't reinvest. So you can, the first time you make increases in profit with profit-driven marketing, you have two choices: fly to Vegas or reinvest that cash.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many people fly to Vegas. Which is fine, as long as you're allocating or reallocating some of that profit back into your business. So investing profit back into your business is critical. In this example, we've got a company that went from $1.2 million in cost to about $2 million in revenue, $80 million in profit. They reinvested that profit next year, went to $150 million. They reinvested the profit again. Year 3, they went to $250 million, $2.5 million in profit. And similarly, so on and so forth. So essentially, it's an exponential growth in profit, which you can see from 80, which is about $800,000 to 1.5 to 2.5 to 5 million in profit. This kind of growth doesn't happen organically.
Yeah.
You don't see businesses growing at this level
Right.
without taking some significant risks. But this happens if you invest
Right.
back in. This method will stand true to its ground, and it will show the value that it has shown to a lot of the small services businesses that we've implemented this in.
So in my example, in my experience here at Google, like I've seen multiple businesses. A few I would like to highlight here are like businesses like Airbnb. Everyone has heard of Airbnb. They've adopted the profit-driven marketing mindset, and what they did was they kept flexible budgets because they were ready to pay that extra dollar if they knew that the new person that got on board could give them X multiple number of dollars, because there's a customer lifetime value comes into picture, right? So we have a lot of such examples like AutoBidal, which realized that their profits that they were getting through AdWords was 60% higher than what they actually had. So if you're interested to know more about this, we have a ton number of case studies on thinkwithgoogle.com where you name the vertical, you name the industry, what have they seen after adopting profit-driven marketing, and you'll be surprised and amazed by the kind of returns that they have seen using profit-driven marketing.
Brilliant. I think you can also send me an email, Muni at ROI Mantra, if you have any questions. If you're an agency, brand, I don't care. I'm here to evangelize, spread the word, because I think this is the future of our industry. I'm a passionate marketeer for the services industry, and I think it's now time. It's game time. If you we're waiting for the explosion that's happening now,
Yeah.
and you're either going to be a part of it and be a part of that wave, or you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm a big rooter for the underdog. So,
Okay.
so if you feel you're an underdog, feel free to sort of reach out to me.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for all of that great explanation of profit-driven marketing. Are there any last thoughts from either of you that you want to share before we sign off today?
Now, act now. This is it. There's an opportunity. 95% of services industry investors in media, people who invest, money in AdWords and other mediums in digital marketing, they are wasting more than 50% of that media at this point. The first dominant player that stops wasting media, starts investing with profit-driven marketing, will start massively dominating your markets. You don't want to be in a catch-up sort of a position.
No.
You want to be in a leading growth position where you can dominate the market.
Right.
So now is the time. Now is the time. Grow your profit, dominate the market, do it now.
Gotcha. Harshil, any last words?
Last thoughts, look at your CPA, look at your ROI, but measure profit. And if you think you do not have the right systems to help you measure profit, find an agency like ROI Mantra whose day in day out job is to help businesses do that, and let them figure it out for you.
Right. Guys, thank you both so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to meet with us and to discuss profit-driven marketing. You guys are clearly very passionate about it. For all of you out there, if you want to check out any more resources, again, thinkwithgoogle.com. That's a resource that Harshil mentioned earlier that's going to have plenty of case studies highlighting this concept. And also, Muni Bajpai from ROI Mantra. Check out his website or give him an email at muni@roimantra.com. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
inviting us, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.